Hello, welcome back to Serious About Salvage and another video on the channel. So back at it again today. Feel like I've got through a lot of videos recently, so there'll be some stuff for you guys to watch. Plenty of cars in here, plenty of stuff going on. Little Fiat, Suzuki Swift up there, and the Sportage. So today we're going to crack on with the Sportage and try and get some of this front end back together. There it is. Got a lot of parts for this, so yeah, we need to get on with it. Got the dashboard should be turning up today as well, but that won't be on today's video. Today's going to be about the front end, hopefully. Get it built up, see how far we get. I've come across a problem already. My voice is up and down today, I do apologise. I have come across a problem already, which I will show you, and it's to do with aircon and radiator. Christ, I can't even talk this morning. Yeah, so I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll have a look what the issue is. But yeah, as always, smash that subscribe button if you enjoy these videos. Okay, so I kind of thought I'd bought the whole front end for this car, which I had, in all honesty. We've got bonnet, pair of headlights, washer bottle, front panel, crash bar, absorber things, intercooler, aircon pipe, and the rad pack. But this rad pack's absolutely rubbish. There's no point putting this crap on a car. Oh, look at the state of that radiator at the bottom. There's a piece missing off it, and it's all coming apart and separating. You know, if it's not leaking, it isn't going to be long until it is. So I'm not putting that on. The same story with this aircon radiator. Again, it's massively out of shape, and when they've disconnected the pipes, they couldn't get one off, so they just cut it. But obviously it's seized on there solid. I'm sure with some work I'd probably get it off eventually, but what's the point? Again, look at the state of it. I'm sure it probably was airtight when they took it off, but again, how long is that going to last? I don't see the point in putting rubbish like that on. So I've ordered brand new of each. So that's 150 quid extra that I didn't want to have to spend. And also the same place that I've sent all these parts agreed to include the airbox and the airflow meter. Now when the pallet arrived, they weren't on it, and I've texted them. At the minute, they're telling me that they packed them and sent them, so we're going to see how far we get with that, but I feel like I've been taken for a bit of a ride, really. But at the end of the day, it's my own fault because this front end was listed on eBay, so I contacted them direct outside of eBay to get a better deal, obviously. And I did get a better deal, but it means now I've got no comeback whatsoever. And they're at the opposite end of the country to me, so it's not like I'm going to have a drive down and call the bluff, is it? Not for the sake of 150 quid. But yeah, I'm going to find an airbox, airflow meter. They might come back and say, yeah, I'm sorry, we didn't pack them, we'll send them out. We'll never know. I'll find out and I will let you know when I do. But for now, we're just going to have to do what we can. I've got the wings, they look fine. That's the one we want over there. And I've got the whole front bumper, that's over here. That looks fine. So yeah, it is what it is. We might as well crack on. So my idea today was to get all the front panel and rad pack in and get it, coolant in it up to temp and get it running, but I can't do that now. So what we can do, we can throw this front panel on because you put the rad back in from the front on these, it looks relatively easy. So we'll do that. So before that, we might as well change the aircon pipe. It's got a massive hole in it, and this pipe starts here, goes all the way around there, all the way around, all the way up there, around there, all the way around the back of the engine, and into there. So whilst we've got all this room, we'll swap that over now for the one that we've got here. That looks fine. And then get the front panel on. And perhaps we're going to have to then change this wing, because I think after we've got the front panel on, we're going to be looking at putting the headlights in and the bonnet on. So yeah, that wing's going to have to be changed then. So I'll get you on the tripod, do a bit of time lapse. Oh, and we also need to straighten up these end plates, don't we? Because they're just a bit to the side at the moment. And I suppose then we will find out for definite if there's any movement in them legs. I'm 100% sure they're straight, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think it's going to go straight on, bolt straight up, once we get them end plates straight. So right, yes, I'll get you on time lapse. Let's get cracking. Okay, so she's starting to look good. Now, I must apologise that I stopped the time lapse and you've not seen a lot of this. I made a mistake and didn't fit a certain few parts in order, which meant I had to start over again. I will show you. I got me mad and I just turned the camera off and decided I wanted to just get on with it, get some stuff on it, you know, and then I'll talk you through it and tell you what I've done. You know, recording this stuff does take a lot of extra time on top of doing the job, and sometimes it's just nice to get on and actually repair a car instead of worrying about camera angles and what I'm showing them, you know, stuff like that. So as you can see, all the front panels on, crash bars in, it all lined up straight on. You know, there was no issues at all. But what the thing that I made the mistake with was this bottom crash absorber has to go behind the crash bar in between the front panel, and I forgot to put it in. So I had to take all the crash bar back off, all the fixings for the front panel out, get that back in, and blah blah blah. So as you can see, I've done that. Both crash absorbers are in. Not too happy about how scabby the crash bar is, but it's not going to get seen. I might splash a bit of paint over it before I put bumper on. But I wanted to get the headlights in, because I wanted to make it look like I'd done something. This side, great. Lights in, nothing wrong with this wing. This side, I've got the light in because you can still remove the wing on this with the light in place. So it's not going to cause any issues, it could go in. And there's no like adjustment on these headlights, or with pretty much any of this car. And in all honesty, it's been a joy to work on, really easy to work on. So everything's quite big, there's a lot of space. I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying the car. So I've got a few more bits I can do. I want to swap the bonnet over, just so I can get the bonnet off that and get that stand out of the way, so it's taking up a bit of room. But one of the problems I've come across is my bonnet cable has broke. That piece has come off. So I need a bonnet cable, and obviously we need to wait for the rad pack. But other than that, you know, the aircon pipe's in. There's a few bits I can do. I can put this hose on for the intercooler, bottom hose on for the intercooler. And that cover, I suppose, that cover can go on there. It's just a few bits and pieces, but we're really waiting for that rad pack now. And I'm not going to tackle that wing right this moment, because obviously I want to get it on the ramp. And at this time of day, I'm not shifting these, because we're like at 5 o'clock, I think now, and it's a Friday. So it's been a long week, and in all honesty, I probably shouldn't have come up this afternoon and started on this. I should have just had a bit of a rest. So, yeah, should we try these headlights quickly? I plugged them in, I haven't tried them. So, let's go with side lights. They're making noises. Yeah, side lights are working. Should we say DRLs? The DRLs on these are also the side lights, them strips. So even with your headlight switch to 0, they stay on as your DRLs. You put it to side lights and it just stays the same. Basically what I want my Mini to do. So I'll put on a bit of headlights. And again, we've got headlights, that's fine. Might as well go the whole hog. Try high beam. And there we go. Put the hazards on as well. Yeah, got a full house. Alright. Really happy with how it's gone together. So yeah, the auto lights are still working as well. This does have auto lights and auto wipers. So all good there. I did the washer bottle as well. I didn't mention that. So we're really good on the wiring front. There's no damage. The only thing I need to change is, for some reason, my plug for my horn is different to the plug for the horn that I got with the front panel, but I can change the horn over, it's fine. Yeah, change the horn over, so I've still got mine. So that's okay then. I was going to just change the plug, but there's no point, is there? I might as well just change the horn over. So that'll be fine. All the other wiring, has ran perfectly the right routes, clipped in all the right places. We've just got your two for your bottom spotlights, which are here and here, and then same on that side. So spot on. Really happy. It's just a shame we've not got that rad pack, otherwise we'd have got it in, got coolant in it, and we'd have been rocking. So I got a bit confused in one of the early videos, thinking there was still coolant in it because there's some in that tank. That's an overflow tank. So that pipe there coming in the top is the only pipe that connects to this box. So it's just the overflow from the radiator, which is why there's still some in it, because it can't get out. There was in fact no coolant in the actual radiators because they're knackered. So what we're going to do, yeah, we're going to put the bonnet on, and I don't know, can't do anything then, can we? No. Yeah, let's get it swapped over. Right, there we go. Again, no adjustment on the fittings for the bonnet. Strange, isn't it? Luckily, it's all gone together. Great alignment with these headlights. Absolutely perfect both sides. Really happy with that. And you know, even the line in the bonnet lines up with the headlight there. Really good. Bonnet to pillar. Both sides, really nice. But we've got the same issue on both sides, just a slightly bigger gap on the wing at the front than the back. So the front of the wings just want to go inwards a touch on both sides. This side obviously we're keeping, so this side I will adjust. But the other side we're going to be removing anyway, so there's no point messing with it. But again, bonnet to pillar, perfect. That's nice, and then it just gets a bit bigger, doesn't it? That just wants tweaking in, but again, like I said, no point doing it, just showing you that wing. But yeah, really happy. So it's a case of now just waiting for the rad pack, and then we can get it on the ramp. I'll do the rad pack and we'll do the wing, and the front's going to go on in it, the bumper's going to go on. So I've inquired for a price for the screen. My dashboard kit should have been here today, but I don't think it's turned up, so perhaps that'll be tomorrow or Monday now. I've left the ignition turned on, so I'll need to go and do that before the battery goes flat. But this is just going to turn out to be a really easy repair. I know there's quite a lot of work involved, but it's a relatively easy repair. Great car as well. So I'll have to come back to continue this video when the rad pack's here, so I will see you in a moment. Right, and just like that we are back. Another day to continue on the Kia Sportage. So I've got a couple of things just to point out before we do crack on today. In the previous video of this car, 2, maybe 3 people did point out when working around the front of an engine, you must disconnect your battery leads, and I'll hold my hands up. Yes, most definitely disconnect your battery lead. So I've done that today. Try my bad, what can I say? I get a bit carried away sometimes, especially when the camera's on. You tend to forget the basics and just want to get on with the work. So yeah, disconnect your battery leads. Most definitely never ever work on a car with your battery leads connected, because you never know what could happen. So having said that, what are we going to do? So we have got half of our rad pack here, and it's the half that I need. The radiator has arrived, brand new radiator. It was around £80, £85 that radiator, so it's not a genuine one, but you can get radiators and aircon rads off eBay. A lot of companies make them, very easy to get hold of. So for the sake of £80, £85, like I said, I wasn't happy using that second-hand unit. So what we need to do, we need to swap over the fan shroud onto the new radiator. Now I've checked all these mounting points. Everything looks absolutely identical. I've got all 3 here for comparison. That is the original. That is the replacement I got with the front end. And obviously that is the new one. So I've already undone the only 2 bolts that hold this fan on, which is them 2. And then with a bit of a jiggery pokery, it comes off. Simple as that. You can see again now, that radiator's not the best. So hopefully this now will go straight back on here in the same fashion. 2 clips in the bottom. Push them till they clip. Oh, it's been a bit more stubborn that side. Not easy with one hand. Oh, come on. Oh, I can't get it to go. 1 second. Let's undo that one again. Try this one first. There it is. There we go. Oh, nearly. Well, this was supposed to be just a quick... Oh, there it is, yeah. Just needed a bit of pressure on it. So our hole lines up. Our hole again lines up there. That was a little bit too far down now. There we go. So it's just a case of winding them back in and tightening them up. And then our fan and radiator are ready to go in. So I will nip them up in a moment. So we're going to obviously sit that in here. It's going to sit down in these rubber mountings, and then the top part, again, a rubber mounting. It's going to go something like that and hold the top in. Now we can put this radiator in, no problems, because the aircon rad is on the front of it, and again, that just slots in the front of the radiator. So what our plan is today, now, in the rest of this video, is get our radiator in, fan housing in, all plumbed in, including the intercooler, plumb that in, and then get this full of coolant and running up to temperature, just to make sure we have no other issues before we get all the front end on. And obviously we've got to wait another couple of days for this aircon rad anyway, but it gives us a chance then to run it and find any potential problems before we start having to rip parts off again. So that's the plan. And I also want to get this wing swapped over for our replacement and put our new splash guard in, because we are missing the front half on this one. So that's the idea. Finish off the wing, rad pack minus the aircon rad. We can then line up the wings, and we know the front minus the rear con rad is ready just for the bumper to go on, and we're good. And then we're going to look at the interior then out. That's all I've got left to do. So that's the plan. Now, I've mentioned already in another video, there doesn't seem to be a locking wheel nut key. Now, the previous owner has been in touch about this car. They'd seen it on YouTube, you know, so I haven't contacted them. You know, we're not allowed to do that. We have no way of having any information from the previous owner because we don't get logbooks or anything. So I didn't know who they were. They've come forward. They've got the locking wheel nut key, they've got the spare key, and they've got the paperwork, and they're going to bring it to me. So that's massive. I'm massively grateful. That's like best case scenario, you know. So I'm going to get the logbook, some relevant paperwork. Spare key is massive on its own, and obviously the locking wheel nut key. So we're going to have to try and do this today without removing this wheel. Now there's quite a bit of clearance here now, with it being, you know, a bigger vehicle. So I think we'll be fine, but we're just going to have to continue and see what happens. So let's get the rad pack in, get it all plumbed up. We can then put the battery lead back on, leave it running whilst we work on the wing. And yeah, that's the plan. So let's get going. Right then, so that's it, we've got the rad pack in. Fans on, fans connected, it's all plumbed up. Intercooler's plumbed up, we've got it full of coolant as much as possible. So now it's time to run it and let the system bleed, get some air out of it and top it up when necessary. So we've got our battery lead back on. So it's just going to be a case of starting it up, which is a bit tricky because we need to get in to push the clutch. And the only negative part of 2-post ramps is it makes it a bit hard to get in and out to start cars. So let's just give it a go. Okay, let's crawl back out. I must remember, we still need to put auxiliary belt on this. Anyway, this will take some time, so I'll just I'll come back to you in a bit. I think in the meantime, whilst we're waiting, I'm going to swap a couple of these brackets over for the cleaner ones that are on my old front, because they're a bit scabby and dirty. So I'll come back to you in a bit when we've got a bit of progress on the bleeding the system. Right, so I've gone as far as I can with the bleeding process and filling the coolant. I've had the car running over half an hour. I've sat in it with some throttle on. Got plenty of warm air coming through the vents, so I'm pretty sure there's not much air in it, but it won't quite reach its operating temperature, so I can't get the fan to cut in, and I know the thermostat hasn't opened yet because the top hose is still cold. It's quite cold up here today and the weather outside is atrocious, so with the door open, obviously for the fumes, and the fact that the car, these cars have soft limiters, so they won't rev past 3, and obviously on the ramp I can't put any load on the engine, so I'm not getting any spool from the turbo. It's not creating enough heat to warm up enough to open the thermostat. So until we get it out on the road, we're not going to get it bled fully. There's plenty in it, don't get me wrong, there's 5 litres in, there's loads in there. Yeah, once it's together I'll have to warm it up on the road and put some more in it. It's as simple as that. No leaks anywhere, so a little bit of the puddle there is just bits that have been coming out the top of here when I've been topping it up, that's all. So we're going to move on to the wing now and get this swapped over. So with benefit of having the new wing here, we can see where all the fixings are. We've got one on the sill, we have 2. We've got 2. One's got a slot in it, one's got a ring, so they'll be in the door shut. There's one up here, and then there's going to be 2 on the top. Now another downside of having a 2-post is you can't get the door open enough to get to that fixing and the one further down. So what I have to do is I'll remove all the other bits, draw all the fixings I can get to. It'll have to come down and I'll bring it forwards. I'll remove the back 2 fixings, take that wing off, put the new wing on, fit the back 2 fixings. We might just fit the wing on the floor because it'll be easier to line it all up. So yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. It's not a major problem, it's just a bit inconvenient. So let's get you on the stand again, let's get this old wing off, and we can put the splash guard in as well, can't we? The replacement splash guard. Okay, there we go. all put back together. I've got our splash guard in as well, wings on, all the gaps are good, really nice even gaps. It's really dirty, so don't worry about the colour difference. It is the same colour. So that's going to be about it for this video. We're flying through this car though, aren't we? What do we need? All we need to now do is put the aircon rad in, and then the front bumper goes on. And then it's just a case of doing the dashboard when that finally turns up, and get the windscreen changed, and it'll be all done. Now I think I forgot to mention as well, I said earlier about the airbox and the MAF. Now yeah, they have been in touch and they've found them, so credit to them. They found and admitted that they haven't packed some, so they apologised and they are in the post. So that's that sorted out. So that's going to be it. We're going to have to leave it there. Got as far as we can for today. So I'm going to end this video now, and then we'll come back with the aircon rad and all the interior parts and get it all hammered out in a way. So that's going to be it for this video. As always, thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to press that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.